Free State of Jones just start off with an awesome headshot. Good stuff right out the gate for this movie. So Matthew McConaughey is a medic for the Confederate Army. He leaves the war and he heads back home down to Mississippi. The Confederate Army is the guys that fight down south. Those are the guys that fight down south. The Union Army is the guys that fight for the North. The North is up. For those who did not pay attention to history class. There you go. But now he has a huge problem on his hands because the deserters, the ones that leave the war and leave the army, they have a punishment, and the punishment is to be hung. McConaughey? You can call him McConaughey. McConaughey? Can we call him Chip? From Failure to Launch? Can't call him Chip? All right. McConaughey. So McConaughey, he was very good in this. He did a very good job in this. He had speeches in this. And the first time I seen the trailer for this, I was like, okay, McConaughey is definitely going for the Oscar. Will he get an Oscar nomination? I think so. Will he win? Probably not. But he may get an Oscar nomination. Still early. Still a lot of movies to come up. This is not a war movie. This is not a Civil War movie. This is a movie about Matthew McConaughey as Newt Knight starting up a civilization. If you can understand that, you can probably enjoy this movie. This movie is sad. It's inspirational. It's gruesome. It has so much guerrilla style fighting in this. In some ways, this movie is like Defiance. It's not as good as Defiance, but it's a little bit, kind of like Defiance, a little bit. It's not really a movie, it's a story. But if you don't like movies like stories that has a real story behind it and dramas, you won't enjoy this. You won't like this movie. If you're a person that you do like stories like this and you like dramas like this, you'll fall asleep. You'll get bored of this. But hey, not for nothing, this movie does have speeches. Me, I'm a person, I love movies. I was intrigued by this movie. I did find it boring, but it had speeches. Okay, I'm done saying it. This movie had speeches. It had a whole ton of speeches. It had speeches here, speeches there, speeches all over the place. The acting was good. The acting was great in this movie. It was real. It was educational, which with a movie being educational like this is a issue here. But movies like this, they're so filled with a whole bunch of dialogue that it can feel like history class. And the last thing you want with a movie like this is for it to feel like history class. But I will admit, I did enjoy history class. That is the one class I did find enjoyment with in school. But like I said, it's like history class. It's like you are stuck with Newt Knight second by second, day by day on this whole ordeal that he goes through. This is a 2-hour movie. This movie is over 2 hours, so it's kind of boring. I can tell that they did not, whatever the true story is to Newt Knight in real life and what actually happened, I can tell this movie did not exaggerate. They stuck to exactly what happened in real life. Guys, what this movie is about, what the true meaning about what this movie is really about is what you do can affect your children. And your children's children. And your children's children's children. He kind of said that in the movie. I also believe that this movie really lacked a second or third character with any kind of true depth. Guys, at the end, this movie had the acting, it had the story, it had the violence, it had the degradingness of the movie that it had in it, that it could easily be a 90+ on my rating system. But people, Free State of Jones is a 70. That we're just going to give it a 70 here because this movie is very long. It's a lot of, I was into the story, but it's a little to nothing happens. It's just as if you really were watching Newt Knight in real life. That's pretty much what it really was. But it's just, it's good, but it's still a snore fest for anybody who watches it. No matter if you're into dramas or you're not into dramas. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Guys, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the movie. Like this video, dislike this video, share this video, do whatever you got to do. But remember, I got other movie reviews in my playlist, so go ahead and check those out. I'm done here.